And while Diddy's trial continues, so does the brand fallout. At least 18 brands, organizations have all cut ties with the music mogul since the news of these serious allegations went public. And these right here, these are just some of them. It shows a pretty big shift. The brands aren't waiting for a verdict anymore, and it raises the questions, can Diddy ever bounce back from this, regardless of the outcome here? So here to help us answer that question is reputation and crisis strategist Molly McPherson. Molly, good to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. Is there any coming back from this for Diddy?
It's very difficult because P. Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever the name is now a liability. It's going to hurt any brand that affiliates with Diddy right now and in the future. And
I mean, Bad Boy Records, like, he's got a lot of other brands. He's brought a lot of people up in this industry. Are they all tainted by his name as well now?
Yes, you know, it's interesting when you look back when Sean Combs really became big. I mean, he embodied his brand, you know, Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records. It's all about the artist representing, you know, that energy, that, you know, that edgy energy. But now that type of energy and branding is really crucifying him, you know, in terms of public perception. From a brand perspective, a business perspective, that's the type of currency they no longer want. I mean, that name is a tainted, toxic name for good. So this is not a name I don't think is going to come back anytime soon from a positive perspective.
And there are other names that we're hearing that could come up in court. What could even the mention of their name in this type of trial, beyond some of the names that we've heard so far, Kid Cudi being one of them, what could any name that's brought into this trial suffer in terms of repercussions here?
Yeah, there are plenty of people who have attended Sean Combs parties in the past that are probably worried that they're going to be brought into this. You know, this case, even though legally, you know, the outcome is still pending, you know, the court of public opinion moves a lot faster than the legal system. Any name that's associated with this trial, even if it's someone that was just simply, you know, at an event, they're going to be thrown into the algorithm. They're going to be thrown into that digital conversation. And that's when you don't want your name. You don't want to be in the Wikipedia annals, you know, of this case. So there's a lot of people probably sweating it right now.
And I wanted to get your take, because you've seen a lot of these high-profile cases, and it is interesting to see this one that is not televised. At least we're not seeing the images come out, with the exception of these pictures that come out every single day, these drawings. How do you think that's going? Do you think that that's kind of tamped things down publicly, or is there just no putting the genie back in the box when it comes to these types of high-profile cases?
Yeah, you know, there is that distinction between when you see an artist sketch versus, you know, live coverage, you know, 24/7. I mean, even comparing it to a Karen Reed trial. I mean, someone who's not a celebrity, but people get wrapped up in the court process. So certainly this is favoring Combs, you know, just to be in an artist sketch. So I think there are less people who are probably more wrapped in it, you know, on an hour-by-hour basis. However, you know, online, conversation, news stories, people do want to know the outcome. And it's not just for Combs, it's who Combs brings into the mess and possibly bring down with him in the case of a guilty verdict.
Molly McPherson, thank you so much for joining us. And we have talked about a lot of heavy stuff so far, so just a reminder that if you or anyone you know has suffered sexual assault, there is a hotline that you can turn to. That number is 1-800-656-HOPE.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.